Hi, I'm Denise Gagne. I'm the creator of Musicplay and Musicplay Online, and I'm going to share with you today a lesson from PreK, lesson 17. It's scheduled for January of week 2. These are the PreK, this is the PreK program. There's a fall, a winter, and a spring. And lesson 17, January week 2, comes from the winter. These are available for teachers that don't have technology in their rooms, but you can use the book and CD or downloads of the recordings. But if you have technology, then you can use Musicplay PreK online. So all I have to do is I've gone to musicplayonline.com, and then I'm going into online learning modules, and I am selecting PreK, and I'm going to look at January week 2, lesson 17. And in the classic site, this is what you'll see. You'll see all the concepts listed, the outline of the lesson. If there's any printables, they'll be here, our objectives, and then the teaching procedure. But I'm going to jump over to the beta site instead. This is our rebuild of musicplayonline.com. It's got a different look to it. It's more colorful. We go to the learning modules. And now I can filter by grade. So I'm going to filter PreK. And here is lesson 17. And so same idea. We have the concepts. We have the lesson outline. This is the second week of January, and we've introduced lots of new songs the first week. So there's lots of review here. And we have the objectives. The printables are here. And then we have each of the videos. And in this view, the videos are larger and you can see them a little better. So I always start with the welcome song. It's music time, it's music time, it's music time. And you'll have heard it 12 times already if you've been using this. And then we have a new song, Baby Shark. Now this is my version of Baby Shark. And if I'm doing this with children, I might very well choose not to screen share the movie. Rather, pull up the movie on my iPad and then just stay face to face with the kids. Oh, there's a shark, doo-doo, doo-doo-doo, a baby shark, doo-doo, doo-doo-doo. He lives in the ocean, doo-doo, doo-doo-doo. He eats a fish, chomp, chomp, chomp. And I'll stop it there because I'm not full screen in this Screencastify video. But I think with PreK, with your really young ones, it's really good to stay face-to-face with them in the full screen and not to screen share the videos if you're doing a virtual lesson. So Baby Shark is our first one. And then there's always a demo. And so here you see me in the classroom teaching the kids with her. Baby Shark. And the kids all love this song. There's a shark, and you can see that I have the letter F poster here, and we would talk about the letter F. They would identify it. It's F like fish, F like Finn the fish. And so we do have a song to learn the letter F. Letter F says F. Letter F says F. F like Finn the fish. Letter F says F. And again, if I'm face to face with the kids and I know the song, I won't screen share. I'll just teach it to them. The letter F worksheets are there as an option. And if your kids have a printer and want to print it and do it, that's fine. But if they don't, on a piece of paper, practice drawing uppercase, lowercase f, and draw two things that start with F. For example, a frog, a fish, a fox. A fish is very doable for your PreK kids. A frog could be interesting to see what they come up with. The Shark in the Park story is an amazingly wonderful storybook. But I had to wait a long time for it to come. I ordered it on Amazon and it came, I think it came from the UK. So it took a long time to come. So you may want to use the video of it. And this was the best video that I could find. It's a Safe Share link. So again, if the Safe Share link doesn't work for you, just Google Shark in the Park story.
Down at the park, a little boy is testing out his brand new toy. Timothy Pope is looking through his telescope. He looks at the sky. Ooh. He looks at the ground. He looks left and right. He looks all around. And this is what he sees. What a nasty surprise! In his loudest voice, Timothy cries, "There's a shark in the park!"
And that's as far as I'll take you with it. The way I do this is I have the kids make a telescope, and then we sing this part to a So-Me melody. Timothy Pope is looking through his telescope. He looks at the sky. He looks at the ground. He looks left and right. He looks all around, and this is what he sees. What a nasty surprise. In his loudest voice, Timothy cries, "There's a shark in the park." And all the children join in on this refrain each time. You will love this storybook. And do order it if you can. So we have been, we've gotten a license to this next video, which is absolutely adorable. I'm going to do it full screen so you can see. What is this?
He's eating it all.
He's eating most of the play of the wrapper. Yes.
That video is absolutely precious and is the perfect introduction to the poem. A chubby little snowman had a carrot for a nose. Along came a bunny. And what do you suppose? That hungry little bunny, looking for his lunch, ate the snowman's carrot nose. Nibble, nibble, crunch. And if you don't remember the actions, you can see the actions in the next video. But I think if you have the chance to show your students that video, they will love it. Sing the echoes for I Made a Snowman. Easy song to sing because, again, kids only have to remember this much of the lyrics. They don't remember a whole song. I made a snowman. I made a snowman. And I've got actions for that you can see here. And then we move with our hands or with scarves. My scarf is behind my computer. To Snowflakes Are Falling. It's a beautiful song, and the kids really love the movement part of it. I think their favorite part is when they put the scarf on their head, and they quite enjoy that. And there's a part in the song where they toss and catch the scars. My 3, 4, 5-year-olds have always loved this, and 6-year-olds. Here's a demo of the movement if you're not sure. The short letter E song. Short letter E says eh, 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 eh. Short letter E says eh, 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 like Ellie elephant. And if you know it, easy to do without having to screen share the video. And then we review. Ellie elephant eats everything she sees. And you'll see my movements there. Elephants of Wrinkles is a favorite song of children over many, many years. It has been a favorite. In fact, this week on the Musicplay Teachers Group, we had many posters saying how much their students loved this Elephants Have Wrinkles. And again, there's movements here if you want to watch how I move with it. This live footage to the elephant from Carnival of the Animals is really engaging for students. I have 3 granddaughters, age 5, 7, and 7. The twins are 7. And they loved these new Carnival of the Animal videos. Just a little note for you, if you want to go to the other videos on the beta site. Oh, I'm wrong. This is how you go to from if your district blocks Vimeo. But if you're on the beta site and looking at listening videos, over here is a little thing that says activities, and that's what you open up to open up other videos in listening. I do a demo of movement, which you can copy if you wish, or put me off to the side and play the music from the side if you're virtual, and just show the kids the movement, or of course make up your own and encourage your kids to make up their own. And then we end with skinnamarink-a-dink-a-dink, skinnamarink-a-doo. I love you. I don't know why, but this song doesn't get old for me. Some of them do, and this one has been fine. So please enjoy the Musicplay PreK Lesson 17, January week 2, and let me know on Facebook, Musicplay Teachers Group, how you're enjoying the lessons, or send me an email, denise@musicplay.ca. We currently have 2 online sites. Musicplayonline.com is the original site, and the modules, the online learning modules, are over here on the left menu. I select kindergarten, and I'm looking at kindergarten lesson 17, January week 2. Here's my concepts listed. Here's the outline. We're going to do lots of fun stuff in here, and we're going to review quite a bit from lesson 1, the first week of January. If there are supporting resources, you will find them here. Those are things that might be optional to print if you're a student, and if you're teaching in person, you can print those things for the kids. Objectives are given as I can statements, and then we go through the procedure in a very step-by-step way. But I am going to take us today to the new site. And so you want to try something new, try out the new Musicplay Online beta. We are rebuilding the Musicplay Online website so that it's easier to link for your distance students, better searching, and the layout of the learning modules is quite lovely. So I'm going into learning modules, and I'm going to filter out for kindergarten. And here's my kindergarten lesson 17. This is the lesson for the second week of January. So again, we have concepts listed. There's extra details here where there's going to be more concepts listed, tells what grade it's in. In this lesson, you will, and these are all the things we're going to do. It has our objectives. Here are the supporting resources, and it's a little bit easier to read and see. And this little symbol means that it's a PDF. And then we have the start. Now, these materials, for the most part, come from the Musicplay for Kindergarten binder. And we are actually in the process of revising the kindergarten program and actually cutting some material out because it's a little crowded right now. So we start with the echoes and welcome to music. Echo songs are really good for your kids because they only have to remember this much lyrics. So if you've got little ESL children or children that just are language delayed, welcome to school, everyone. Welcome to school, everyone is easier to remember than the whole lyrics to a whole song. So echo songs are done. We're going to listen to the storybook, Somi Goes to the Party. And we do sell these storybooks. You can actually purchase the print version of them from the Musicplay website, or you can purchase them from West Music or Music in Motion, or you can simply watch the video here. And they're cute little stories. This one is 6 minutes and 59 seconds long. What I always do when I'm doing these stories with the kids is I pause whenever the character Somi comes in and we echo what he sings. So if he sings, Somi, where are you? We would echo that. I can make this full screen, but I'll disappear.
Somi goes to the party. Mum, Holly says I can go to his birthday party, called out Somi. He rushed in the back door and tripped.
I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but the reason for doing this story is Somi is a character. So the kids get the interval, Somi, in their heads. That's what we want them to do in kindergarten. We want them to experience lots of concepts. They also use the song Old Mother Brown as part of this story. So that's how we're introducing it. And then we're going to play the game, Old Mother Brown, and adapt the singing game for either Zoom, your virtual lesson, or for in-person. So if you're in person, choose one child to act out an animal or an action. Listen to the song together because we can't sing, and then give the children in the class 3 guesses to figure out what the actor was doing. So if I am the chosen child and I do this, the kids might guess that I'm a frog. I'm not. Or they might guess that I'm a bunny. I am a bunny. You got it right. On Zoom, again, you choose one child to act, and then you ask the other children to guess what the child was acting. And the Old Mother Brown song is a very good reading song. For all the reading songs in Musicplay, we have these note highlight videos, which show how the notes go higher and lower.
Old Mother Brown.
I'm going to pause because after they've heard this, I love to have them pause and sing it back and point to the notes. Old Mother Brown
had to go to town.
Had to go to town. Now, this next phrase is a whole line, so I'm not going to go through it all. But the song is a simple little sew me song. In the pre-COVID days, I would have the kids standing in a circle and joining hands, and they'd swing their hands back and forth, keeping a beat as they sang. And then on the whoosh, 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 wham, they'd lift their hands up and let go. And then the person in the middle would act out what they were acting out. So more fun pre-COVID days, but still acting it out is still fun. There is a Solfa challenge for Old Mother Brown. If you happen to be doing this with grade 1 or grade 2, which you certainly can, you can cross grades with materials in Musicplay. The interactive is here. I've left it as an option simply because I don't teach Sew and Me in kindergarten. If you do, more power to you. And then you can certainly do it. And if you have a smart board in your room, you can pull this up on the smart board. I can do this full screen. And the children can come up and touch. Yes, if they think it's so, or they touch me if they think it's me. If I make a mistake, that's what it does. And I lost a star. I want to get through to the end without losing any more stars. Oh, and I still won because I kept some of my stars. So that's how the Soulfish activity works. I may do that with kindergarten because you've got some kindergarten classes that are just that clever that they can learn how to do Sew and Me. So then we're going to learn how to do the penguin polka. So I want them first to listen to the song and then play the video again and sing along. But I've done a demo movie so you can see how to play it. So I'll do the demo now with you here and you can watch me.
The penguins love to polka, they love to dance and sing. The penguins love to polka more than they love anything.
And then we hold hands and jump on 2 feet. In the old days, we held hands. Now we just jump.
1, 2, 1, 2. Putting on my shoulder.
You don't hold hands. And that's basically the penguin polka. It's lots of fun for the kids. And this kids demo, we put a cute background in. Now we're going to keep the beat with an instrumental piece called the Sewing Machine. And I give ideas, or you just make up your own. And I'm going to show you again. I generally show this at least once in every session. If you are on Zoom with your kids, you don't have to screen share everything. What you do instead is you pull up a second device. And now I'm going to pull up the music for Sewing Machine on here, and I can have it right beside my computer. The kids don't necessarily know this. But what I find happens when I do this, we're more synchronized. And if I forget what I've done, I can glance over at myself and see. But I would stay full screen with the children. And then what you always want to do is give different children a turn to be leader as well. But I find having the second device accomplishes 2 things. The recording coming to you and my movements are better synchronized if I use a second device than if I play here and I'm moving. There's always going to be a little bit of a time lag doing this. So second device is very useful in our lessons. I did the same song using sticks. So you can watch how we did it with sticks. I just alternated between... Play the sticks with me. I'm going to tap the sticks and I'm going to drum the sticks. And that's all that I did. And if you don't have sticks, have them clap. If they're at home, use 2 spoons instead of sticks, or 2 wooden spoons work really well. So that is that. And, oh, we forgot. This is in the wrong place, but that's okay. We're going to learn that singing game, Ha Hog This Away. And this is with an older group. In week 1, the demo video that I put in was with much younger children. This one is perhaps more accurate. And again, you can modify easily for the kids on Zoom or the kids that are in person. Be my partner in the air. We don't actually touch hands, but the kids all copy what I'm doing. And then when we do the let's go marching part, we'll just march in place. Let's go hopping, hop in place. Snowman Joe song is a review song from week 1, and it's a song with the body scale. So we want to do this. I show Do on the floor, Re on my ankles, Mi on my knees, Fa on my thighs, So on my tummy, La on my shoulders, Ti on my head, Do, I reach up. Do, Ti, La, So, Fa, Mi, Re, Do. And if my singing voice worked better, I would be singing that, of course, for you. But again, this is a nice little scale song. There was nice activities to do with this in January week 1. And we end our lesson with Skinamarink. Skinamarink-dink-dink, skinamarink-doo. I love you. So, once again, this lesson comes from Musicplay for Kindergarten. This binder has been around for a long time. We're in the process of revising and taking some things out. Everything that's in this lesson is going to stay in the binder. It's also available for you at the musicplayonline.com website. This website is currently free access student view for everybody. You can use this lesson for free until we completely switch to our new rebuild version of the website, which is beta.musicplay.online.com. If you have any questions, my email is denise@musicplay.ca, and we love to have our teachers join the Musicplay Teachers Group on Facebook. We have a very active group of teachers who will answer all your questions about the Musicplay program and Musicplay Online websites. I'm going to take you through lesson 17 of grade 1 today. That's week 2 of January lesson. And we have these lessons housed in the online learning modules. The lessons, of course, come from the Musicplay binders and websites, but you don't need the binders and materials, print materials, to successfully use the program. You can simply use the online site. Now, in this case, the lesson is based on Peter and the Wolf, and that the recordings, at least, come from the listening resource kits. And this is the level 1. It's yellow, so yellow is level 1. So in this lesson, you'll review the story of Peter and the Wolf, view all the instruments used in the story, and learn the themes for the cat, the grandfather, and the wolf. And we do have supporting resources here. If you are teaching in person, it's wonderful if you can print these. They're wonderful little worksheets for the kids to do. If not, we've given alternatives. And here are the objectives. And this is what the lesson outline looks. Now, musicplayonline.com is what we're calling our classic website. In other words, it's the original online curriculum site. But we're in the process of rebuilding. And the rebuild is called, I can click here to get there. It's called beta.musicplayonline.com. And here the learning modules are at the top of the list because they are so popular with our teachers. I'm going to filter out and just use grade 1. And I'm going to use grade 1 lesson 17, January week 2. This is our second lesson on Peter and the Wolf. We have a series of 4. And so concepts are listed here. The introduction is here. The objectives are here. Here are the supporting resources. And I can tell they're PDFs because of that little symbol. So I have a lesson outline, and then I have a worksheet on the wolf, the cat, and the grandfather that we'll see further along in the story. So the story of Peter and the Wolf is without the music. It just retells the storyline in 2 minutes and 15 seconds. And it does introduce the instruments. I'll just let us watch a little bit of this. Peter and the Wolf. Peter and the Wolf is a musical story where all the characters are represented by different instruments of the orchestra. The bird is represented by a flute. So this is the first introduction to the instruments that the kids get, but that's without the wonderful music that Prokofiev wrote. Then we listen to each of the themes. So the cat is wonderful. I love this video.
Use the listening map movie to follow the cat sneaking through the grass. Follow the high and low sounds, as well as the short and long sounds.
So they hear the cat theme played solo on the clarinet. And when we go a little further on, we're going to sing.
It's the cat on the clarinet. It plays a meow, 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 meow song.
And then it goes on to tell a little bit about the clarinet.
Wood or plastic. The sound is made by the vibrating of the reed, a piece of cane that is fastened to the mouthpiece.
And we've done something similar for all of the themes in Peter and the Wolf. We have a link to a Safe Share video where you can watch a clarinet player play it live on the instrument. This is, again, really nice recording. If for some reason the Safe Share link doesn't work for you, simply Google clarinet playing cat theme Peter and the Wolf. Sorry, I can't stop it till it's over. So that's a Safe Share link, so there's no advertisements on it for the students. And then we have Color or Draw the Cat and the Clarinet. If you have a printer, download the worksheet, print the words and color the pictures. If you don't, draw a picture of the cat and color it. So I've given guided letters so that the kids can practice their printing and they can color this. But again, if the kids are at home and they don't have a printer, they draw a cat, they draw a clarinet, and they label it. And the picture is here so that they can copy it. And here's the words to our little song. What is that? It's the cat on the clarinet. It plays a meow, 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 meow song. And then we do the same for the grandpapa, and it introduces the bassoon. And then we watch the bassoonist play the grandfather theme. And then you color or draw grandpapa and the bassoon. So there's the grandfather. It's grandpapa. He says that little boys should stay at home. And it goes on. It's hard to sing, but the words are there if you've got talented children. And then we listen to the wolf. And the wolf is played by the French horns. And we have a Safe Share link again to the French horns. And we have 2 French horns, so we have a little bit of a section. And we have a wolf. And we talk about the crescendo that occurs in the music in the wolf's theme, and the little song that goes with the wolves. Wolves, wolves are the meanest creatures in the darkened woods. Beware. And optional assessment ideas. So this is a wonderful lesson. I have this in grade 1, January week 2. We have all the whole month of January is going to be Peter and the Wolf. But you realistically, you could do this with your kindergartens, your grade 1s, your grade 2s, even your grade 3s are still going to really, really enjoy this. So thank you for sharing the time with me. Again, this lesson comes from the Musicplay program and the Listening One resource kit. And you're welcome to find out more about the Musicplay program on musicplay.ca or join the Musicplay Teachers Group on Facebook. And we will be happy to, we have many teachers in that group that will be happy to share information about the program. This is lesson 17, January week 2, and it's from the Musicplay curriculum and actually from the grade 2 listening resource kit. It's found in the Musicplay program print version, and it's found at musicplayonline.com to make it very easy for you to access the lesson. So I'm going to show you where you can find this lesson. If you go to online learning, and I select grade 2, lesson 17, January week 2 is the one that will pop up first. It lists concepts. There is an outline. There are no supporting resources at this time, but there will be a teacher's printable PDF, a lesson guide for you, and the objectives are here. And then the activities in the lesson are laid out in sequential order. So it's very, very easy to teach this lesson. But I'm going to take you to our new website. Musicplayonline.com is our original or classic version of the website, and we're in a process of rebuilding. And the rebuild is live now, and you're able to use it now. It's beta.musicplayonline.com. If you do use this with your students, they will need their class code. So when you log into beta, you go to the dashboard and you click here on student access code, and you will get a code that you use for all of your students. And your students will need this code to access the beta site. They don't need a code for Musicplay Online. They only need one for the beta website. But the beta website has certain advantages, as you will see. If I go to the learning modules, it's very easy for me to filter and find my grade 2. And here's my grade 2 lesson 17, January week 2. And the concepts are here. If it has ... that means there's more concepts than are listed in that one place. We don't have a theme assigned for this, but if I was to assign a theme, I'd say that the theme would be Bach. We're going to learn about Bach in this lesson. And we're going to start off the new year with apples, peaches, pears, and plums. Our objectives are here and our outline. And we start with our teaching procedures. Now, in the classic site, the text was on the left and there was a little box with videos on the right. Now the text is above and the video is a lot bigger. I can still go full screen, but I don't really need to, even in this presentation, because it's really, really easy to see. I'm going to make this a little bigger so you don't see all my emails in behind there. So this is solfa practice. We're going to echo sing in the key of D. And if you're not familiar with solfege, this is a really great way to learn it.
So, mi, mi, do, do, do.
So, mi, do, do, do. Listen.
So, mi, do, so, mi, do.
Echo. So, mi, do, so, mi, do. And there'll be roughly 8 patterns that are given, and you listen, echo, listen, echo. No pause in between. It's a very quick warm-up. It's only 1 minute and 20 seconds long, and it gets the kids ready to read the song Apples, Peaches, Pears, and Plums, which is in the same key and uses the same notes. So we're going to hear the song.
Apples, peaches, pears, and plums. Stand up when your birthday comes. January, February, March.
And the idea with the game is you sing the song and then jump in when your birthday comes. So if you're doing this virtually, you would sing the song with the children and then chant the months of the year, and they would stand up when their birthday month comes and sit down for the rest. This is also a skipping rhyme, and Grace has kindly done these demos for us of the skipping rhyme. The video is not available yet, but we hope to have this on soon. And in the skipping rhyme, you keep skipping until your birthday month, and then you stop on your birthday month. But Grace Lore and Lisa Lore are helping us add these videos to the website. So when there is a skipping rhyme, you can extend your lesson by teaching the kids how to skip it. Play copycat with the music of Bach. So you choose students to be leaders and give each student approximately 8 measures of 3/4 to be the leader. And this first section has a tricky rhythm, so you might want to be the leader. So I would play this and then I would be the leader. This is a good time to have the lesson on a second device. Oops, I just lost it. There's a lesson on my second device. So I can play the music here and go full screen with my students. Take away this part altogether. I can't do this on Screencastify. I'm stuck in this little box in the corner. But I can play it on here, and it solves 2 problems. One, it's more engaging for the kids because I'm face to face with them instead of screen sharing all the time. And 2, there's a time lag. If I play the music here and then I keep the beat, there's always going to be some time lag in the video. But if I play the music on my device and I keep the beat, it eliminates some of the time lag. One of the neat things about playing they all want turns to be the leaders. So you're going to have to do it more than once. But we've got copycat twice because this is a theme and variations. And we're trying to introduce that concept in this lesson of theme and variations. So this is the second one. And again, you can choose different kids to be copycat leaders. I was doing non-locomotor, but you could actually do locomotor movement to this as well. So let's try some locomotor copycat to this one. So what did you notice about this piece as opposed to the first one? How is it different? And then I've put the music in so that children can actually look at the notation and see this is variation 4, this is variation 5. What is different? There's many 16th notes. There's a whole bunch of 16th notes in here. That's all those little notes that you hear. And so you can explain that in a theme and variations, the basic melody is the same, but it's varied in some way. And in this case, the variation has it with a lot of fast notes. Then we're going to learn to sing song number 51. I like to play the instruments. I suggest listening to the song. And again, if you want to stay face to face with your kids, get your iPad out and play the song here. And and then you can just sing. Or if my voice does not work well right now, I need surgery and I can't get it. But if I was in full voice and able to sing, I'd teach it by rote to the students rather than screen sharing everything. Or if you're more comfortable having the recording do the teaching, absolutely, you can screen share. I can make it full screen.
I like to play the instruments, I play them every day. And when I play the instruments, this is what I play.
And we're going to. So the first time I would go through, I would have the kids improvise their own rhythm pattern using whatever instruments you have. If you're in class and you've made instrument kits, great time. Get out the instrument kits and have them improvise with something from their instrument kit. If they're home, they find whatever they can to use as instruments. They might be able to make little shakers out of little containers. 2 wooden spoons makes a great pair of sticks. So they would improvise. 1, 2. But we have some wonderful composition tools on the website. So we can have them compose a 16-beat rhythm composition to use as a B section. And I suggested that they choose level 2 because these are the rhythms that the kids know. You click a rhythm to add it to the beat chart. And then we can play it. Ready and go. Ta, ta, ti, 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 ta, ta, sh, ta, sh, ta, 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 sh. If I like that, I keep it. If I don't like it, I can undo and I can redo it. But I like that. Ta, sh, ta, sh, ta, 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 sh. Now, the next thing I ask them to do is to write it on a piece of paper. And for some second graders, that might take them 5 minutes. But it's a really good thing for them to learn how to write the notation. We don't have to do everything digitally. I think we get lazy. And I think it's really good for kids to learn how to copy it out. So I would have them copy it out. And then we'd come back to the song. And this time we would sing the song during the theme, and then they would play the composition that they made.
I like to play the instruments, I play them every day. And when I play the instruments, this is what I play.
ta, 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 ta.
I like to play the
And of course, if you're doing this with kids at home, they have to be muted while they're doing that. And if you're doing it in school, one thing that would be fun to do is to have one group of kids do woods, one group metals, one shakes and scrapes, and one drums, and then collaborate as a group. And then the woods would play one variation, the metals. And I should put composing cards in here, some rhythm cards, so that you could do that easily. I'll think on that. I'll get that added to this lesson. Then we're going to learn how to play the singing game Oliver Twist. This is pre-COVID, of course, and so they're not as spaced apart as we would be in a COVID classroom.
So I'm singing so tiny. Touch your knees, touch your toes, clap your hands and around you go.
And now we choose a new Oliver Twist. They make up a movement and the kids copy it, and you try and touch knees and you try and touch toes while you continue the moving. And here's the actual recording of it. So if you're on Zoom, you choose a leader from your class and all of them copy while the teacher and the class sing, or you play the recording. In person, you choose a leader and all of them copy. You don't have to leave your place to be able to do this. And actually, Oliver Twist is another skipping rhyme. So when we have all the skipping rhymes from Grace and Lisa, I'll add it to this lesson. So thank you for sharing this time with me. This is an overview of grade 2, lesson 17, January week 2. It comes from the listening resource kits and from Musicplay 2, and you'll find it on musicplayonline.com, and you'll find it on our new beta website, beta.musicplayonline.com. This is January week 2's lesson. And these lessons come from the Musicplay curriculum and the Musicplay or the listening resource kits level 3. We now have these lessons online on the Musicplay Online website, and it's so easy to use this website. So to find it on the musicplayonline.com website, which is our original website, we call it the Classic. You go to online learning. You choose the grade, and I want grade 3, and I'm doing lesson 17, January week 2, and here's how it's outlined. The concepts are all listed. Here is the outline of the lesson. There are no teaching PDF lesson outlines written yet, but those guides are coming. We have the objectives, and then it flows step by step. And all the videos are here. If there's interactive activities, they're right embedded into the lesson. We have some teaching slides. But I'm going to take you today to our new website, which is beta.musicplayonline.com. So I can click the Try Now button and I get to it. The difference with this site, it requires the login. So if you're new to this site, you use your same teacher login that you used on the Classic site. And for your students, you go up to the dashboard and you go to Student Access Code, and it will generate you a specific code for you for all your students. Even if you're in 2 schools, you have one code for all of your students. And your students will only have to enter the code about once every 60 days. It's set up so that they don't have to enter it all the time. It's 1 letter and 6 numbers, and the letter is not case sensitive. So I'm going to make up some little songs to help your students learn it. But here are the learning modules on the beta website. And we're looking at grade 3. So I'm going to filter out grade 3. And here is my grade 3 lesson. Here are my concepts, and you can see ... We've got those concepts listed here, but ran out of space. So we go to extra details. I can see all the concepts. Here's the lesson outline. We're going to do a review Donkeys Love Carrots. We're going to learn Tideo, and we're going to use it to practice 16th notes. If we haven't taught them yet, we'll use it to teach 16th notes. We're going to listen to a Japanese folk song, Sakura. We're going to make fans and create movement with the fans, and we're going to learn about taiko drumming. Here's our objectives. So this is a review round. The recording is all in unison. All voices are singing together. If permitted, try the song as a round. If you're in person, some classes or a few classes are allowed to sing. Not many are right now. But it's a really fun. Donkeys love to munch on carrots. Carrots don't like that at all. Hee-haw, hee-haw. Listen to the donkeys call. This is a round I've always had really, really good success with children. And when I first do it with them, I divide it in at the halfway point and just do it as a 2-part round. If they're successful with that, we try more parts. Now we're going to learn the game Tideo, and the first thing we're going to do is to watch the kids play it and think of ways that you can adapt it. If you're Zooming with your kids, doing virtual music classes, or if, and ways you can do it in person when you can't touch, because that's part of the game. So suggestions are on pass one window, Tideo. What could you do for that? I think you could do this. Pass one window, Tideo. Pass 2 windows, Tideo. Pass 3 windows, Tideo. Jingle at the window, Tideo. And the rest of it, I could do almost the same as the original. Instead of holding hands, I'm just going to jinglin', 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 Joe, and I'm kicking my feet out. Or I could hop and do a little jig. Jinglin', 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 Joe. Jingle at the window, Tideo. Jinglin', 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 Joe. Jingle at the window, Tideo. So be creative. Invite your students to have input on how you can create movement to do the song in as playful and game-like a way as you can. And when we do the singing game, we repeat it 7, 8 times. So if you've got children with different ideas, try out all their ideas, because we want that repetition in singing games. We want the kids to have those sounds inside their heads. If you teach solfege, there's a solfa note challenge here where they name the solfa notes. So it's so, and you can complete that. If you don't teach solfa, but you teach letter names or note names instead, pitch letter names, you can do the pitch letter names. And some teachers teach both. If you're not a music specialist yourself, this is a great way to learn to read notes using solfa, which is really the singer's way of naming notes, or the instrumentalist way, which is pitch letter names. How many sounds on a beat? This is the activity that I usually teach Tideo for. Is it 1 sound, 2 sounds, or 4 sounds? Sing the song and clap the words. Pass 1 window, Tideo. Pass 2 windows, Tideo. Pass 3 windows, Tideo. Jingle at the window, Tideo. Okay, on the first beat, pass 1. How many sounds did you hear? 2. Window, 2. Tidy, 2. Oh, 1. And it's not till we get here. Jingle at the, ooh, there's 4 sounds on a beat. And I call 4 sounds ticka ticka. Other people use different names. So call them whatever rhythm names you use. But this is a perfect interactive activity for teaching children how to read rhythms. Now we're going to learn about the song Sakura. It's a traditional Japanese folk song. It's been sung in Japan since the Edo period. We tell what the words mean. And there's an optional activity to make a fan. Not being as organized as I should, I didn't have it. But basically what you do to make a fan is you fold. So I fold it, and then I'm going to fold it back. And I fold forward. I'm doing this very hastily, so my fan's not going to look too beautiful. And back. And I fold forward. And I fold back. And I fold forward. So now I have a fan, and I can spread it out. If I had a bigger piece of paper, it would be even prettier. And I have some examples of fans for kids to see. And what I want them to do the first time is listen to the song and create movements with their fans. Whatever movements your kids come up with, you use them. And that's a great way for kids to experience music from another culture without necessarily having to learn all those words. Although you could go back and you could, it's only 47 seconds long, you play a bit, you have the kids sing it. Pause it. Sakura, Sakura, no Yamamo. And because it's anglicized pronunciation here, it is not impossible for your grade 3 children to learn how to do it. I have had 3rd graders perform this piece with the fans in a performance, and it was lovely. And then to end our lesson, we're going to learn about taiko. And the word taiko means any kind of drum, but often we refer to it as taiko drumming. And taiko has been used for communication and theater. Here's a kids ensemble that are doing this in a festival or in a concert. And then we have a really good link. And this is a safe share link. And it's
If you've been to Tokyo before,
very
I
good
bet you've
teaching
seen this
tools.
drumming game in the arcades of Akihabara that the Japanese seemingly love to play. This is called as Taiko no Tatsuji. Back when I revisited Japan in
Vigo again. It's got really good playing examples, and it actually talks about how you play the drum. So an excellent video. Safe share links do not work for everybody. So if it doesn't work for you, then simply Google learning how to play Japan's taiko drums, and you'll find likely the same video. Again, this lesson comes from Musicplay 3 curriculum. The Listening Resource Kit 3 is also a part of this program, and you will find it on Musicplay Online and musicplayonline.com, and now our new rebuilt website, beta.musicplayonline.com. Lesson 17, which is January week 2. This lesson originally comes from the Musicplay curriculum, the Musicplay teacher's guides and CDs, and the listening kits, if we use the listening kits. I actually don't, yes, I do use the listening kits in this lesson. You can, of course, use the Musicplay Online website freestyle. You can go through, and these are the songs we have for grade 4. In fact, you can use any song on the whole website with your 4th grade. And we have all the printables and the arrangements available for you to download. But the lessons that I have built are already done, and they go through in a very step-by-step way. So you go to online learning. I'm choosing grade 4. And I'm going to do lesson 17, which is January week 2. So here's an overview of the lesson. Here's concepts. If there's materials to use, and in this case, there's a staff and some cutout notes that you can use on the staff, they'll be there. Those are probably most useful for in-person teaching. If you're teaching via Zoom, I've got alternatives for you. So we start with a review of the staff, and you can see how things go very sequentially. All the activities or videos are embedded into the lesson. But I'm going to take you today to our new website, which is beta.musicplayonline.com. If I'm on the classic site, I can hit try now, and away I go. You will have to log into this site. You will need to be a subscriber to use it. You use your regular login to log in. And if you're going to send your students to the site, you need to teach them how to input their class code. So first thing you need to do, go up to the dashboard, click student access code, and you will get your student access code. But I'm going to skip that part, and I'm going to go right to the learning modules, and I'm going to filter. So I have grade 4. I've got grade 4 selected. Here's January week 2. And same overview. So these are the concepts. They're not all listed here because there's not enough room. So you see the ... You go to extra details, and it'll tell you the additional concepts. Here's the introduction or the outline, the objectives. Here are the supporting resources, and you can tell they're PDFs because you've got the little PDF symbol. So you have notes to cut out and a staff if you're in person. And if you're not, I'll show you how to deal with it. the first thing that we're going to do is to review the staff. And this launches the interactive activity. I can make this full screen. And in week 1 of January, I suggested doing the activities up to number 12. So I'm suggesting for week 2, you start on activity 13. And here we're going to drag the notes from the hand staff. I want them to relate that the hand staff can be E, G, B, D, F. And here's the D, and here's the F. So there's lots of interaction in this. If you are in a classroom with a smartboard, this is what you do. So name the notes on the lines. I drag the E. If I'm right, it goes, and if I'm wrong, it doesn't. And then I want the G. Let's do a wrong answer. See what happens. Nope, it will not let me. And I continue on. I can go back to the menu if I want, but if I work my way through that staff lesson with the students, it's a good review, or if you're teaching it for the first time, a great way to teach it. Then we want the kids to draw a staff and practice making musical words. So there was a staff printable in supporting resources, but if they don't have a printer, have them draw the staff. This is a hand-drawn staff. And then for notes, they can use buttons, crackers, cereal, candies, if they aren't too tempted to eat them. And in the first lesson, we just practiced putting notes on lines and spaces. Now we want them to practice spelling musical words. So spell cafe, C-A-F-E or E. And that's it's a fun way for kids to practice reading notes. Optional, play the note name memory game. If you're in person, not everybody has devices. So that's why this is an optional. It's game number 4. And I do like this game. I can choose notes and spaces, notes online, notes on the staff. And I have 2 levels. Level 1 is really nice because I just have to match and I don't have to remember where they are. So I can go back to my main menu and then do the lines and then do the notes on the staff. And then I can try level 2, which is going to be a little hard for me because I have to remember now where things are. Oh, I got lucky on the first one. No, I wasn't. How come? Oh, that's F on a line. There's F on a line. Woohoo! Got one. So I can go back to my main menu, play again, but that is a fun option for the kids. Then we actually want them to actually use it in a piece of music. So I suggest using the interactive for the clock round. I introduced the clock round last week. Make a mistake, it makes a funny noise and I lose a star. If I get to the end with all my notes right, I win if I have even 1 star left. So name the notes in the song, read the rhythms together, sing the pitch names in the song while you have that interactive up. I closed it too soon. So depends on what rhythm names you use, ta, ta, ti, 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 or do, day, whatever you use. And then sing C, 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 E, C, E, C. And if you need to hear it, there's a play button. And then we review the actual song with the recording. If you can't sing, you can still do the movement for this. No touching is required for this one. So it's a good activity for spaced classrooms. Now I want you to find a ball to review rhythms. I have my bouncy ball here, and for a whole note, I'm going to go bounce, catch, hold, hold, bounce, catch, hold, hold. A half note, bounce, catch, bounce, catch. For my quarter notes, I'm going to go toss, 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 and toss from hand to hand. And then for 8th notes, back and forth and back and forth, and I go twice as fast. And then we have an audio track. You can play and call out the note value that you want them to do. Whole note, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, Mix them up. Half notes. Quarters. Eighths. Full note. And I won't do the whole song, but it is fun. So this track is very slow. This audio is faster. Quarter note. Eighth note. So if you have success with that and it's something that your students love, pick out a pop song and have them do it to a pop song. Now, in the first week of January, we taught the Easy Cup game to Favorite Rag, and that's so that you have repertoire for Black History Month. And so here is the cup game. We demonstrate it first. And of course, the adaptation that you're going to do for cup games is you're not going to pass it. In COVID safe environments, we can't share materials. So you don't pass in a COVID safe environment. Hit, tap, hit, set down. On the cup, hit, tap, pick up, set down. But the kids have really enjoyed the cup games. And to be honest, they're more successful when you don't pass. This week, because this is the second time now that they've heard Favorite Rag, I have added a listening log. And this should be in supporting resources. Let me just check. Here's supporting resources. Here is the listening log. And here I picture it. You could ask the students to listen to the piece, write their answers down as you discuss the questions, or just discuss the questions. What instrument families do you hear? Name some of the instruments. This is the Canadian brass. So all you're hearing in this rendition is brass. You might want to go on YouTube and find a version of the Favorite Rag played on a piano and compare the two renditions. What's the tempo? Where do you think it falls? I think it's kind of maybe in between here. I think maybe it should be moderato. Is the music quiet or loud? Again, I think we should have an MF in here, an mezzo forte. Major key or minor key? I would say major. How are the beats grouped? I think in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is the music smooth or separated? I'd say for the most part separated. Describe the mood of the piece. There are no right and wrong answers in this. These are all up for discussion. Here's an audio track for it. If you want to just play the track while the kids listen and try and answer questions to the listening log. So this is Musicplay 4. This is our lesson 17, and it's for January week 2. It's a lesson I hope your students are really going to enjoy. Lesson 17, January week 2. I'm on the classic site. This is musicplayonline.com. This site is open for your use until probably March or April of 2020, and then we will close it to just subscribers only. If I go into the online learning section and I jump to grade 5, I can choose lesson 17, January week 2. You can see the concepts here. Here is our outline. We're going to review the song Follow the Drinking Gourd that I introduced in lesson 16, January week 1, and start the history of jazz lessons. There's supporting resources here for teacher and students. And then the lesson activities follow sequentially. This is a really, really easy way to plan a lesson for your grade 5s. You can copy the link and you can put it in a Google slide and give it to them, and they can work their way through it. Even better if you do an explainer video like this, telling them exactly what you want them to do in the lesson, because you may want them to do less and maybe you want them to do extensions. Now I'm going to take you to the beta site. This is our rebuild of the Musicplay online site. We're rebuilding so it's easier for you to link to a specific song video. You can link to individual videos. You can link to activities, to interactive activities. There's lots of, if I click on instruments, I can teach guitar, ukulele, recorder, boom whackers. We're going to add drumming to this as well. But our learning modules are here. So I'm going to click on learning modules. I'm going to select grade 5 and lesson 17 comes right up. The concepts are here. There's 3 dots because there's not room for all of them. The extras are here. Here's the lesson outline, the I can statements. These are the supporting resources, and they're actually a little easier to see exactly what it is. So I have teacher's notes for Dixieland and a Dixieland worksheet, Roots of Jazz teacher's notes, a worksheet for the students. We're going to review, as I said, the Follow the Drinking Gourd song. There's a really good lesson on it in lesson 16. So if you're teaching this song for the first time, do it from lesson 16 because it is good. This is a review. We have a lovely recording of it. I can make full screen if I wish. And I won't play all of that. And then we watch the History of Jazz, number 1, Roots of Jazz. This is by Bonnie Rossa and Brad Keller, and they've given us permission to put it on our website. It introduces vocabulary first and then the lesson. Interspersed with this is their own performances of jazz.
Roots of Jazz.
So the vocabulary comes first.
Vocabulary.
I would pause actually and go over this with the students. This is great. You know, I'm a terrible teacher for going too fast and not always making sure that the students know all these terms. And this is a good way to make sure that they do know the terms. And then because ragtime is introduced in the Roots of Jazz, there's a listening selection. Listen to Scott Joplin's Maple Leaf Rag. And this is a Safe Share link. We have to use Safe Share on the site so that kids don't see ads, and we make sure that there's no inappropriate content. But sometimes Safe Share doesn't work. If it doesn't work for you, we have a suggestion that you simply Google Maple Leaf Rag. So if the link's not working, Google it. Google Maple Leaf Rag. I'm sure you'll find a recording that's suitable. This is a visual copy of the worksheet, and you can either have the students complete it. You could put it as a background in a Google slide and have them complete it that way. If you're virtual, in person, photocopy it, give it to them, have them write it out, write out the answers. And the first part is on the lesson. The listening part is on the Maple Leaf Rag. What instrument did you hear? We heard a piano. What was the tempo and the meter? I would say moderato, maybe allegro, and the meter 1, 2, 3, 4. I would say it was 4/4. But the answers are in the Roots of Jazz teacher notes. You have the answers here, so you don't have to be wondering what the answer is. We've given it to you. And then if we have many different lesson situations. We have some teachers who have 1 25-minute lesson a week. We have other teachers who have 3 45-minute lessons a week. Up to here might be a complete lesson for your situation, but we've got extensions here if you have 2 lessons in the week, or you have a 1-hour lesson or a 50-minute lesson. So the History of Jazz, it's only 5 minutes long. The video isn't that long, but again, it's good to stop, discuss. And then the listening selection that goes with this is Cakewalk. So this is the Dixieland video, and Cakewalk is a great example of Dixieland. And again, if the Safe Share link doesn't work for you, Google it. And again, there's a worksheet and questions. So this is a great introduction to the history of jazz. And in the following lessons, lessons 18, 19, 20, 21, we're going to do the entire unit on the history of jazz, interspersed with selections from Musicplay. And the selection from Musicplay for this one is Follow the Drinking Gourd. And of course, it fits in because part of the roots of jazz is that it came from African American songs, and Follow the Drinking Gourd is an African American song. So if you have any questions for me, you can send me an email, and I hope you have enjoyed this quick introduction to grade 5, lesson 17, January week 2, Introduction to the History of Jazz. Middle school. This could be for grade 6, for grade 7, for grade 8, and I'm going to start at musicplayonline.com. This is our classic website, the original website. We have built a new website, and I'll take you to that as well. So on the classic site, the online learning modules are found on the left menu. I'm going to select middle school, and I'm going to select lesson 17, The Roots of Jazz in Dixieland. Now, in lesson 16, we did a lesson on Oscar Peterson, and we're focusing on materials that you could use as part of a Black History Month unit. So Oscar Peterson wrote Hymn to Freedom. There's a really good Oscar Peterson lesson in lesson 16. If you haven't done it, start there instead of starting here. So in this lesson, we're going to review Hymn to Freedom. We're going to do the Roots of Jazz lesson that we did in grade 5. We're going to learn an African song. This is a Zimbabwe wedding song, Waibamba, and do the History of Jazz lesson 2. So Hymn to Freedom by Oscar Peterson is an absolutely amazing and wonderful song. But I'm not going to show it to you on this website. This is a classic. And we go through the lesson like this. But if I take you to the new site, to the beta, and we go to Learning Modules, and I select Middle School, here is my lesson 17. And the layout now is a little bit nicer. Here's our concepts. They continue in, if there's dots here, not all the concepts are listed. Here are the rest of them. Here's our outline. Here's our objectives. These are the supporting resources, much easier to see in this format than on the classic site. So we have a Roots of Jazz worksheet, a Dixieland worksheet. These are for the students. And then we have teaching notes for the teachers, Roots of Jazz teaching notes, Dixieland teaching notes. Those give you your answers to the student worksheets and an overview of the lesson. So step 1 is to review Oscar Peterson's Hymn to Freedom. If you haven't taught it already, I would suggest going back to lesson 16. If you have taught it, absolutely review. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous piece. If you're virtual, your kids can sing at home. This would actually be a really good song for us to do hand signs to. I should talk to our hand sign expert, Judy Thomas, to see if she would maybe consider doing hand signs for this one, as well as she's doing Make a Difference for us in the spring. But the tempo of this really lends itself well to doing hand signs, and a beautiful anthem for Black History Month. Perfect song. We introduced this worksheet last week. If you didn't have time for it last week, you can do it this week. This is the visual version of it. There's a printable version as well. This is not an interactive activity because we didn't build it as an interactive activity, but it's a great worksheet. So you can have the kids name the notes, and then there's some note value activities for them to do as well. The history of jazz, I'm not going to go through this in great length because it's in grade 5 and in middle school. And in middle school, I've given the questions ahead of time so that students know what they should be listening for when they watch the video. And then I've skipped the worksheet so you can discuss those questions. I've skipped the worksheet so that you have time to teach the song Waibamba. The first slide is about the song. It's a traditional wedding song from Zimbabwe. It's a call and response sung by the guests, and the words mean, he's got her, She's got him. We. I love these words. It's, again, a really beautiful song. This is a gorgeous recording done by a choir, the Interschool Mennonite Central Choir. I'm not sure I got that right, but it's the Kitchener Waterloo Choir. Just gorgeous sound. And I'll stop that there. The wrong place, sorry. So that's why Bumba Why. And the reason we did include an African song was because jazz music borrowed complex rhythms, singing style, and improvisation from African music. So this is the tie-in. And again, if your kids are at home, this is a great piece. We include a demo, and this is another Ontario choir that provided this demo video. And then we do the Dixieland section of the History of Jazz unit. So this is lesson 2 in the History of Jazz Dixieland. We include a link to the Cakewalk selection. If the Safe Share link doesn't work for you, simply Google Cakewalk performance, and I'm sure you'll find a similar video, but it's a great piece. And a recording from the era. And then we have a worksheet. This is on the Dixieland video and questions and answers. And the answers are also given in the teacher's notes, so you don't have to worry if you're not totally sure what the answers are. And then the listening assessment is based on the Cakewalk that we heard as a listening example. So this is a quick overview of middle school, lesson 17, January week 2 at Musicplay Online with these modules, both in the classic. I can copy the URL, put it in a new link. I can put that in a Google slide. And when the students click on that link, they'll come right to it. The classic site requires no login at the time that I'm making this video. The beta site, you have the ability to link directly to other activities. In the modules, you can give them a link directly to the modules. But if you're going to use the beta site, be aware that you need to get a class code for your students. So when you log into the beta.musicplayonline.com website, go right to the dashboard, click on Student Access Code. And once you get in there, you generate a class code. And that's the code that you're going to give to all of your students. If you teach 500 kids in one school, that's the code that you give to all of them. If you're itinerant and you go between 2 schools, you give the same code to both the schools. And the students won't have to log in as often as the teachers. The students will have to log in about every 60 days. And they won't have to log in each time they come. But then when you give them a link to that learning module, the very first time that you give them a link to anything on beta, they'll need to enter their class code. After that, they can just click on the link and they'll go right there, just like you did on Classic. At some point, we do have to limit student use to the students of subscribers, but I love the layout. It looks beautiful, and I love the fact that things are easier to link on the beta site. I'll just show you a couple of areas of the beta site that are wonderful. The practice zone, I have solfa practice and rhythm practice. We actually may put this right on the left menu, so it's easier access. Instruments. If you want to do a ukulele or guitar unit with your students, or recorder or boomwhacker, you've got it all here. Ukulele, we probably want to start with the easy songs in C. We start with the intro video. And you can see there's a number of videos here. I have many choices. They're all right here. I just have to open them up here. So parts of the ukulele, finger number practice, string song, chord diagrams, how to read those chord diagrams. So I'll be teaching everything that your kids need to know about ukulele. We have additional resources. We have downloads of the ukulele chords. And the sequence works really well. I've taught this a number of times, and my students have, you'll actually see some kids' demos of my students. So I want to go to the next song. And the next song is going to be Little Tommy Tinker. And the next song after that's going to be Johnny One Hammer. So it's very sequential, very doable for your students. And you have not only ukulele, but you have guitar, you have boomwhackers, you have recorders. If you're allowed to teach recorder, the Recorder Kit 1 features, I'll show you one of the recorder videos. They feature the animated recorder by Nathan Walby. He does the YouTube channel Visual Musical Minds, and he was again kind enough to do these videos for us. And again, if you want some of the different videos, you can do the note highlights, you can do the accompaniment tracks, and with the recorder as well, I can go right from one song to the next, and then I can go to the next. So the recorder section is great. In future videos, I'll introduce more of the beta site. I hope you enjoy lesson 17 for your middle school students, History of Jazz, Why Bumba, and a review of Hymn to Freedom.